Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. With me here in the studio are the members of the International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice, United Nations African Chapter. With me here in the studio, we have the African President, Professor Dominion. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Please, can we know your mission?
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I bring you peace greetings from the international headquarters of the International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice of the United Nations, here in Abuja, the capital city of Nigeria. The International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice has operated in Africa for the past 2 years now. Right here with me in the studio, beginning from my right, I have the African Matron General. You are welcome to the studio, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Cardinal. My name is Chief Ambassador Dr. Mrs. Nelly Mokonye. I am the President of the African Matrons for International Parliament for Safety, Peace, Justice of the United Nations.
We welcome you once more again to the studio. Yeah, next to her is our humble peace ambassador and the person of Ambassador Simeon Okeke. Please, sir, can you do well to officially introduce yourself to us?
Welcome, sir. My name is Ambassador Simon Chukwudi Ike, Project Supervisor.
You're welcome, sir. Yeah, right here on my left hand, I have the person of Ambassador Dr. Prince Odi. Sir, please, can you do well to officially introduce yourself?
Thank you, the Lord.
Yes.
Thank you, the Lord President, African International Parliament. My name is Dr. Ambassador Odi Prince, the DG, African Global Regulator.
You're welcome.
Yes,
Yeah, and next to him is the lady that just made the introduction right now. She is the West African PRO. Her name is Ambassador Mrs. Cynthia Chukwu. Please, can you introduce yourself?
Thank you very much, sir. My name is Ambassador Cynthia Chukwu. I am the West African Publicity Secretary of IPSB, African Chapter.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I will begin by officially introducing myself once more again. My name is His Excellency, His Eminence, Cardinal, Professor Esapa Sona, also known as Joseph Dominion. By the grace of God, I am the African International President of the International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice of the United Nations. The International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice of the United Nations exists for the purpose of promoting peace and justice around the world, drawing attention to insecurity, conflict, and injustice, which contravene national and international accepted standards of human behaviors, and reminding all nations to fulfill their obligation under the United Nations Convention and agreement which they are signatories to peaceful coexistence in Africa and in the entire world. At this critical time in the history of humanity, in the history of our nations, in the history of our communities, every nation needs to embrace peace. In light of the increasing political tension, war, and crisis, the International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice serve as a platform for the promotion of peace within nations and to provide assistance to the needy and less privileged in the society, and to encourage and promote peace and humanitarian assistance in Africa and beyond. Now, our mission is to promote the rule of law at the nations, internationally level, and to ensure equal access to justice for all human beings on earth. Also, to promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. Also, to promote the United Nations humanitarian services globally and advocate on the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, where we, the International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice, comes in under the number 16, which is peace and justice. And strong institution to ensure that there is peace in every nations and in all society. The International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice encourage and promote peace and carry out humanitarian assistance in Africa and beyond. The International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice serve as a platform for the promotion of peace within the nations of the world. The United Nations has 17 Sustainable Development Goals. The United Nations encourages NGOs, just as the International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice, to work in unity with the United Nations to achieve the vision and mission of the 17 Development Sustainable Goal of the United Nations, and to achieve round the world by all United Nations member states. This means that all the state nations are called upon equally to play their part in finding shared solution to the world's urgent challenge. The International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice is an intergovernmental organization that partners with the government of the world and all nations to achieve the aims and the missions of the United Nations 17 Development Goal. Having introduced myself, permit me to introduce the International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice. The International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice has existed for almost 48 years now in the world. It was founded in Palermo, Italy, by late Monsignor Archbishop Victor Bosser of the blessed memory. The International Parliament has existed in the world for almost 48 years When it was founded in Italy, it took it to the United States of America, where it was incorporated and was being accepted by the United States of America as an intergovernmental organization, where it was also registered under the United Nations with the number 16 out of the number 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. The International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice came to Africa on February 23 through the official appointment of my person as the first African international president of the International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice. 2 years ago, the International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice was being established here in Africa with its international headquarters at Buea, Southwest Province, the southern region of the Federal Republic of Cameroon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Can you please, sir, highlight some of the activities the organization have carried out since the establishment in Africa?
Yes, actually, according to the mission and visions of the International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice, for the promotion of peace and the establishment of a sustainable peace in every nation. I will begin from Cameroon, January 2021. The organization organized an international peace rally and conference at the Moliko Stadium at Buea, where all churches, all religious leaders, all the chiefs, and all the political parties marched together in the city of Buea, which is the headquarters of the southern region of Cameroon. We marched and we gathered together in the stadium and we prayed and we educate, train, and we preach peace to the Cameroonian. To the glory of God, after that event, you all are aware of what the Ambassadorian and the armies of Cameroon, the battle, the fight of the separatists. And in that area, people were living in the bushes. They have been killing people and destroying homes, destroying children. But after that international peace conference and rally, peace has restored back or did restore back to that part of the world, and everything is moving well. Secondly, during the 2021 or 2020 Ghana election, the International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice played a vital role for a free, peaceful and fair election in Ghana through educating the people, preaching the people, creating, sensitizing the people for the need of peace to reign among them during, before, and after the election. And the International Parliament played a positive role for the conduction of such election in Ghana. In the year 2021, there was another International Peace Conference in Nigeria, precisely Cross River State, Calabar, where 3 countries that have their consulate there in Calabar, the Equatorial Guinea, the Cameroon, and the hosting country, Nigeria, International Parliament of Safety, Peace and Justice brought these 3 countries together to discuss on the way forward for the continuity of the sustainable peace that is reigning between these three nations. And after that, there was an agreement that was made by the country's presidential representatives that they will abide in the peace that is ongoing in these three countries. And also in Senegal, 2021 also, the organization also organized another international peace conference in Senegal to preach peace, to educate the people of the need of a peaceful coexistence among one another. Here with me in the studio, I have the African matron here with me. I would also like her to throw light more on what the International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice is all about. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, my Lordship Cardinal. I've already introduced myself, Ambassador Chief Mrs. Nelly Mokonye. I stand here today as the President of African Matron. You know, no organization that is complete without that motherly backing. My position gives me the statue of a mother to the organization in Africa. And I would like to speak more about the girl child, the gender inequality of the Charter of the United Nations, International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice of the United Nations. We are looking inwardly into Article 16 of the Sustainable Development Goals. When we talk about Sustainable Development Goals, what are those goals that we can sustain, that we can develop? You know, gender inequality is one of the outcry of women globally, especially in Africa. Things are not balanced with women, right from the home. But we thank God today, with organizations springing up like ours. In those days, women will be kept. She won't go to school, let her brother go. They will marry her off so that they will use the money to pay the school fees of her brother. But today, the awareness this organization is creating, we are coming up to bridge that gap of educational imbalance between the girl child and the boy child. You know very well, like, let me use my country, Nigeria. Women are not given the position, are not even allowed for you to be in politics. In some places, it's like a taboo. What is she doing there? Thereby neglecting the 35% Beijing affirmative action that empowers women to go for 35%, both elective and appointive. But Nigerian women are not getting it. I think South Africa are the only one that are trying to come up. International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice of the United Nations. We are working in line with other women organizations to educate women to come out, to let them know that because there's a saying that says, when you educate a woman, you educate a nation. You educate a nation. So we are carrying out activities to bring women to come, to contest, for an appointment, to seek for an appointment, to stand for a lifting position. We're not happy to see the only woman that came up for presidential election stepping down. It's not good for us. She should have stepped behind. She shouldn't have stepped down. By so doing, she will encourage other women, other young ones, to emulate her, to come up tomorrow to vie for such seats. We know about women that have made good records. Margaret Thatcher is known all over the world. She made a very good record as a British Prime Minister. We know about the woman that just left in Liberia, Mrs. Helen. She made a very good contribution. And elsewhere, we don't want women to be relegated at the background because you're educating one woman, you're educating a nation. So gender inequality is what this organization is standing to educate to encourage women in justice. Because it is through injustice that brings tribes. And from tribes, people are being relegated to the background. Justice, people are not being fair. You begin to see them agitating. From there, other vices will begin to come out. Terrorism activities and other things. The organization is working now with the United Nations to encourage people to be fair and carry out justice. At this point, I will allow my other colleagues that are here to continue with where I've stopped for now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Yeah, here with me is Ambassador Prince also. He is the Africa International Global Regulator. I would like him to also highlight our viewers some of the activities, some of the programs that we have carried out here in Nigeria and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Lordship. My name once more is Ambassador D. Prince. IPSPJ, that's International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice, an arm of United Nations, registered under the ECOSOC, that's Economic and Social Development Department of UN. I've done a lot for Nigerians. Within the 2 years, they came into Africa for operation. In 2021, I championed through the leadership of our African president, the Youth Security Summit, which came up. That was May 24th at Merit House in Abuja here. So when we were advocating for reorientation of our youth mindset, the area of job creation, employment, because all these things that are happening in the country, insecurity, kidnapping, cyber crime, is spearheaded and masterminded by the youth. Because if the youth is destroyed, the nation or the society can no longer cannot grow to a certain level. One day said, if you want to destroy a nation, first of all, destroy their youth. And all these things are targeted on the youth. And during that summit, we were able to come up with other activities like in 2020, August 12th, when we did a United Nations Day for Youth Celebration, which was hosted by the African president at Port Harcourt, Garden City. There was an introduction of IT, skill acquisition, IT to be precise, and other skill acquisition like sewing, that's fashion and design. These are the ways in which International Parliament has gone a long way to assist our youth. Because when a body is not occupied with something, it will look for something to be occupied for. And again, the International Parliament have given arms to some of our youth, a sort of empowerment, like tokens, like 100,000 and so on and so forth, financial empowerment. And we believe that within these 2 years of operation, that God has helped us and we are continue moving forward. And also want the youth of this nation to embrace peace, because all these social vices going around the world, going around Nigeria, is the youth. Electoral malpractice very soon, by 2023, it will be youth. And some of these politicians they have taken their children to advanced or developing nations, to school and to acquire education so that they will be relevant in future, whereby using our own people who are not privileged, the vulnerable youth, to use them to perpetrate evil in the society. When you talk of kidnapping, no elderly man from 70 years will be able to do kidnapping job. You talk of armed robbery, it's the youth. Because of unemployment, because government has not helped us. to develop our youth. And everybody is clamoring for white-collar job. White-collar job is good. The government may not employ all. And that is why the International Parliament is using skill acquisition to empower some of the youth in the country and our women. And by so doing, International Parliament is using also this premise to invite most of our youth to come and learn one or two skills. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Your Excellency.
To round up our discussion, I would like the African presidents to highlight the upcoming events.
Thank you very much, my fellow ambassadors present here in the House. Viewers, we have about 4 events in this 2022. First event we're looking at on the 30th of June 2022, here in the city of Abuja. We are organizing or observing, commemorating the United Nations International Parliamentarian Day, where we want to use that medium to invite all the presidential candidates, all the political official aspirant, be you governor, senator, minister, chairman, commissioner, whatever office you are aspired to. We're inviting all these politicians to gather on this International Parliamentarian Day to make a strong statement and to be committed that there will be a sustainable peace and a peaceful elections, and there will be a sustainable peace during, before, and after the elections in Nigeria, which is the great nation and giant of Africa, because all the African countries are looking at what is happening in Nigeria. Here we have had a lot of killings, kidnapping, what have you there. We want to use this medium to preach peace and to sensitize Nigerians that there is a need for a peaceful coexistence among us, because without peace, no nation can be developed. Without peace, no nation can go forward. When there is crisis, it has to affect every areas of it, affect the student, the children, the market women, the workers, the government officials, everyone will be affected. So we want to use this opportunity to make sure that all the politicians who have says in their various parties will preach peace to their followers, for them to know that whether they win election or they lose election, it is not a do or die affair. If you didn't win this time, you may win some other time again. So you need to tell your followers to abide by whatever result that comes out from any election. And again, to let the parliamentarian knows what they are supposed to do as parliament members in their nation to their citizens, for the well-being of the citizen. That is the first forthcoming program. The next one, we are looking at Haiti. Haiti is in North America. We're looking at observing and celebrating the United Nations International Day of Peace, which is 21st of September every year. We have mapped out a program at Haiti on how to restore total peace back to Haiti, how to assist or how to carry out humanitarian services and assistance for the vulnerable, for the downtrodden, for the displaced Haitians, and for those who are out of school, those that does not have resources for medical care. We are to provide medical assistance, medical care, and to inhabit these children and to see how these children can go back to school and to see how peace, a total peace, can be restored back in Haiti. And all this is according to our partners in Haiti, in the person of the first Haitian queen, Marie Jean-Pierre, who came to Nigeria late last year. She came here and received a chieftaincy title as the first Haitian or African American queen. And we want to work with her, since she's from Haiti, to see how we can really establish peace in Haiti. And then we're also looking at, during December, African Cultural Festival in Germany. That is the next forthcoming program. And finally, we're looking at also Ghana. We are going to install the African International Queen of the International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice. That is in Ghana, and some Ghana officials also. These are some of the few events that we have ahead of us, which we are looking up to. Once again, I want to thank you for listening to us. I want to thank you for paying attention to what we are saying and what we are doing. My final advice to everyone, the viewers and everyone that is watching us right now, wherever you are, do all or whatever you can do to sustain and bring peace in your home, in your family, in your place of work, in your community, and wherever you are. Once again, thank you.
Okay. The International Parliament for Safety, Peace and Justice of the United Nations is open to the public, to every man, every woman. It is an organization where you come to serve your generation, to carry out humanitarian activities and services.
For you to become one of us, you need to contact us with what you are seeing on the screen, the numbers. Our international head office here is in Abuja by ABC. There's a Atirum Plaza by ABC here in Abuja, and also in Cameroon, just by Public Works in Sopor, in Boya. If you really want to be a full-time a member, you can log into our website, www.ipspj.org. You'll see membership. You can become one of us. It is a non-profit organization. We don't pay people. When you come in, you have to contribute your quota for the betterment of the society. Thank you very much.
We are for peace and justice, peace and justice, peace and justice in our world. We are for peace and justice, peace and justice, peace and justice in our world. IPSPJ, peace and justice. IPSPJ, peace and justice. Peace and justice. IPSPJ.
Thank you.